Welcome, everyone. Today, I want to talk about how I think that XRP can help save small businesses money and ultimately increase productivity all across the world. Ripple's constantly talking about how how XRP's purpose is to ease cross-border payments, increasing the speed and decreasing the fees associated with it. So how does this translate to an everyday business using XRP? They wouldn't be using it directly, but they would be using it indirectly in order to save money, increase speed, and increase productivity. So we're going to take an example of a US small business sourcing products overseas. Let's say that they're sourcing products over in Sweden. So there are various fees and there are various steps in the manufacturing process, sourcing of goods, whether you're doing wherever you're sourcing products, there are going to be certain fees that are associated with it. And one of those fees is wiring costs. So let's say that a US based company finds a manufacturer in Sweden and they want to order a sample at first. So they order that sample, they pay for the wiring fee, they send it to the company's bank, and basically this is considered a foreign transaction. So you're going to have you're going to be subject to a foreign wiring transferring fee, and basically this means that money that you send in U.S. dollars has to be it basically has to be converted to, in this case, it would be like Swedish krones. So this wiring fee can range anywhere from $35 to, I have some information in front of me, depending on certain banks, up to $75. I'm sure some banks are more. It seems like the local banks charge more for these foreign outgoing wiring fees than the major banks, but there's still fees associated with it. So you have a small business here, they're ordering a sample, they've got to pay that wiring fee. And then if this sourcing of this product is legitimate, they maybe make a larger order. And let's say that they're placing orders bi-monthly, every 2 weeks. So they're going to be paying that $35 or $45 every 2 weeks to receive shipments of this item. While it doesn't sound like a lot, this can really eat into a small business's bottom line, because all that money is could be used for additional product purchasing or just maybe increasing um, productivity in-house. So these small fees, if they can be eradicated or reduced to next to nothing, then payments are going to be seamlessly transacting from one small business to another small business all over the world. The world's going to become more interconnected. We have an issue here that we have two issues actually here, including the foreign transaction fees. One of them is this idea of trust. Certain companies that are want to manufacture or want to source overseas, regardless of what country they're looking at, they're always afraid of wiring money to this unknown entity which they've never wired money to before. And you have to wait for the payments to settle. This wiring fee, these wirings, they don't always take one day. They don't always take one business day. They could take 2 business days. They could take 3 business days, and you're paying $45. And sometimes you're depositing thousands and thousands of dollars in a foreign bank account, and you're not really sure whether or not this is a legitimate company or whether or not you should trust your money with this particular manufacturer. So this idea of making payments instant and allowing for verification on the blockchain and allowing for certain ledgers to be created between certain banks, the domestic and international, will allow for more seamless transaction between company A and company B. And, at the end of the day, it's all about increasing productivity. If we can decrease the time in which payments get sent from the United States to Sweden in this case, then we can say, oh, we're going to produce more products for this calendar year. We're going to sell more products for this calendar year. We may be able to employ more people for this calendar year and ultimately increase the bottom line of this company. So I think that these wiring transfer fees, they're exorbitant. And the reason why is because these banks have to communicate with each other. There's all these conversion fees. There are so many middlemen in the process taking little chunks of the pie that when it gets to the actual destination bank, it's already been skimmed multiple times. So reducing skimming that's going on is going to allow the savings to be passed on to the business that is actually trying to increase their productivity and trying to create new items, new products, and new services. So I think that this is a very big thing for small businesses. And I think that XRP, if it's utilized by banks and financial institutions, it's really going to allow seamless transactions, seamless communication between these particular banks. It's almost going to be like they're going to communicate like people communicate via text. It doesn't When you text someone, you don't have to text person A, text person B, text person C to get to person F. You just text. If you want to get to person F, you just text person F. There doesn't need to be too many middlemen in this wiring transfer fee process. So, the average foreign outgoing transaction fee wiring fee is $49. And I'm going to include my sources below. Leave any comments below. I appreciate you watching my video. And, XRP is doing big things. Thank you.